Hey everybody, JJ here. Welcome back for another Saturday of Zoom networking. Today we have two of my dearest friends with us as our guest speakers, Stephen and Carolina Allen from Tualatin, Oregon. I love saying that. Tualatin rolls off your tongue. Anyhow, today's presentation is going to be fantastic. And to not waste any more of your time, we'll get right with it. Stephen and Carolina, how are you guys doing today?
Thanks for having us, JJ. We're so excited to be here.
So, hey, glad to have you guys here. I know this is kind of fun. We had a lot of fun the other day doing our little promo entrance. We had a couple of extra takes there because there were three of us, a little creative. But what do you guys got for us today? What do you guys going to talk about?
So basically what we're going to talk about today is I'm going to go over who we are, how to get deals done by teaming up with each other. We're going to talk about capitalizing on each other's strengths, as well as documenting processes and designing systems and different tools to use and that sort of thing. And then go out on the breakout rooms and then do some Q&A.
Sounds awesome. Okay, guys, well, let's take it away.
Today we're going to talk about creating our team. They all have teams behind them. Yes, you'll see one main person in the spotlight, someone that absolutely loves the camera, the face of the business. But trust me, they all have teams behind them that handle the day-to-day things. What they realized is that they can do more in one day with the help of their teams. Trust me, doing this alone is incredibly tough and mind-numbingly slow to get results. 2019 was a bad financial year for our business because we were flying solo and targeting on-market deals. As a result, we did 0 deals that year. We networked like crazy and educated ourselves, but sadly, no money was made. Being a solo entrepreneur just wasn't working. And it's not as much fun having to carry all the responsibilities. So over time, we created our team, making us more efficient on how we do things and having support from one another, sharing our wins and our struggles. Our business model is that we look for properties to wholesale, create cash flow, and then use those funds to acquire rental properties for long-term passive income. We personally have 0 desire to take on a rehab. We work together with our end buyers and essentially partner up with them. We consider ourselves an acquisitions team, working to find deals that our buyers can take over so that they can do what they do best, which is renovate homes to make them beautiful and livable for the next family to enjoy for years to come. With COVID and the craziness of 2020, it really forced us to reevaluate how we do things in our business. We started focusing our time on off-market properties, specifically virtual deals outside of our markets in Oregon. And within a month or two, I landed our first deal in Washington without ever walking that property. The beauty of virtual deals is that you aren't spinning your wheels, wasting time, touring properties left and right. You can partner up with other investors within our community that live there. They become your boots on the ground and may even be your end buyers. A smart investor will see the value of working with our team and teaming up with a wholesaler that exclusively brings deals to them, first without blasting to all the cash buyers in the area, creating a win-win. That is, unless we decide to pick up the property ourselves, which is a cool part of being a wholesaler. You get first dibs. Our team members and what their roles are. So first off, we have our lead generators, which are our cold callers and our VAs, someone that loves hunting for quality off-market leads, driving for dollars, cold calling, texting, etc. They enjoy systems and routines, someone that can commit time to this. Remember, leads are the lifeline of your business, and this is one of the first tasks that you can outsource once you find something that works. However, don't repeat something that is not working and expect different results. A systems manager, someone that is tech savvy, knows the tools, enjoys solving problems, Stephen, and can help with the tools that act up, because believe me, they will act up. Get to know and network with integrators that enjoy and truly find value in helping solving problems. Acquisition managers, someone that is comfortable talking to people, can build rapport, be able to ask those uncomfortable questions to get to the root of the person's problems, know how to underwrite deals accurately to get them under contract. A transaction coordinator, knows the contracts and addendums and can put them together quickly, then send documents to the homeowner and end buyer and coordinate with the title company until the transaction is closed. Dispositions, someone that finds cash buyers in the area and pre-qualify new buyers if we haven't worked with them before. And then a legal team. This is super valuable. You will outsource this to the experts. It's important to have someone who you can talk to about business structure and legal issues that will come up along the way. Where to find your team members. Look within your circle of friends, your networks, your mentorships, local investor meetups, people you meet along the way that are new and need help. Even if you haven't done a deal yet, remember you have the countless hours of knowledge, tools, and this community filled with people like Stephen and I that can help along the way. Always look for like-minded individuals that share your drive, your vision, and some understanding of real estate is a little useful. Find folks that have at least a part-time job. Real estate is tough and not always consistent when you're starting out. You don't want that person solely depending on the commission to live off of. And date before you marry. Nothing is set in stone. Try working together for 30 to 60 days. See how it goes. If it's not a good fit, that's okay. It's just business. We're adults and we can still be friends. The beauty of this industry is that we get to pick who we work with. Clearly define the roles and what each person is responsible for on your team and stay in your lane. This alone has been super useful working together with my husband. Stephen handles all the tech stuff and I run the day-to-day duties in our business. Stay in your lanes.
As far as the definitions, we wanted to kind of talk about what these are. First, you have your team, which is basically the people that you're working with day to day. It's your normal operations throughout the day, and you're working with them all the time. And then you have your people that you actually do joint ventures with, and those, you've heard the word squad up. Those are those people that, the one-off deals and the things that, maybe they need help with something. You can do something together. Maybe you need to do a disposition, structured deal, do calling for them, whatever it may be. Basically just squatting up to get deals done. And it's best to work with people that you actually know, and even better to find people that actually know more than you. I mean, do you want someone working with you that doesn't know how to do something, or do you want them to be, you find those people that elevate your business better as the sum of the parts is greater than the two, or whatever the separate, I don't know what the piece is, but it's, this is the thing that I think of there. Basically tap into other people's strengths and create a synergy where everyone works together and can get those deals done together. And as you actually do work together, that may morph into something more later on, and you may find that, hey, I'm just always going to outsource whatever it is to that person. They get to do that. And it's a great opportunity to work with everyone. You get more deals done because you've got more expertise in those areas.
So what to look for when you're finding those team members? I always keep in mind that they're going to be representing your business. So you want people that have similar beliefs and values as you do. Watch how they treat people. Look for someone that is respectful to others. Call me old-fashioned, but if you're constantly cursing in your everyday conversations, that's not what I believe a homeowner wants to hear. So that's not going to be a good fit in our business. Someone with solid work ethics. This is a hustle. You want someone that is able to commit time, not here 1 week and then off another. Consistency is key. We can teach them as we go, but mentoring 100% of the time is really time consuming and will pull you away from money-making activities that you really should be focused on. So where can I find experts? Well, you can reach out to me and I will help if I can. And if I can't, I'll look in my networks and connect you with someone that can. At the end of the day, it's all about helping distressed homeowners. For example, right now I'm working on a deal out in Oklahoma. The property is going to be a short sale. The property owner has various liens on the property and owes way more than the house is worth. I have never done a short sale in my life, but I'm partnering up with another investor that has done hundreds. I'm not sure if I'll make money off of this, and that's okay. I'm going to get some great knowledge and experience on this that I can use going forward. So the big takeaway is really stand out from the other investors that are just looking for a payday. Do this because you genuinely care about people and try your best to do the right thing. always be willing to help others struggling, whether it's a homeowner or an investor. I've gotten a few deals from newer investors simply because I took the time to reach out to them and offer some guidance when they hit a brick wall. Be genuine and be a friend. There are enough sharks in the waters. Let's see. The homeowners that we work with have serious problems. They have pain and don't know their options. We as investors get paid to solve those problems. So always look for motivation when you're talking to those homeowners. Go in knowing that we are not the best fit for every situation. Sometimes listing on market is the best thing for the homeowner, and that's okay. Don't force a deal. I got a deal in the past because I was fully transparent with the homeowner, and I said, hey, listen, you're going to get way more money for this property if you list it on market. And I even referred him to a good friend agent of mine. And a month or two later, that homeowner actually called me and says, I just want to sell. What's your offer? They trusted me. I built good rapport, and we got that property off their hands. It was great. It was a win-win. The other thing I want to mention is please, 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 whatever you do, do not lock up deals that you're not confident that you can close on. If you get a contract and can't assign it or even find somebody remotely interested in the deal within a week or two, it's not a deal. Time to cancel that contract. Don't string the homeowner on for 30 plus days. All this does is create a bigger problem for the homeowner who thought this was taken care of. You are doing a major disservice to that person. This type of behavior creates a bad reputation for all of us. Besides being unprofessional, this behavior creates a bad reputation for you as well. If you aren't sure if a deal is a deal, reach out to people in your network. Don't feel like you have to know everything in real estate. The beauty of teaming up is that you can find people with knowledge and experience to help you with those deals. You can even JV on wholesales. Personally, I love helping new investors. I don't work for free, but I will work with you and let's all get paid. There are days I still feel new, but that's what keeps it interesting and exciting. You are always learning something new. Each homeowner you talk to, each deal you do or don't do, you learn something valuable that you can use to improve on how you run your business going forward. Being part of the Sub2 community and other networks allows me to connect with experts nationwide. We can help each other structure deals where cash offers don't work, and in some cases, a creative financing option will work. But remember, this is still a numbers game. Keep in mind the 10-80-10 rule. 10% of homeowners are ready to sell now. 80% will sell sometime in the future. That means that we have to do multiple touches with them and follow up an average of about 13 times before they actually close. And then 10% are just tire kickers and will never sell to you. So what are the requirements of creative financing? Most important, this must be a motivated seller, someone with a pain or a problem. Wanting a lot of money for the property is not a pain or a problem. The lead must be off market. I personally won't touch anything on market to wholesale. Rule of thumb, always go for cash first. It's faster, easier to structure, and you will get a bigger assignment fee with cash offers. But if cash doesn't work, offer terms. How do you approach the homeowner? Simply ask, if we can get closer to your asking price, would you consider taking payments over time? I have a motivated homeowner lead. What next? What's their motivation? Besides price, money is not motivation that we look for. So you have a motivated lead. What's next? Reach out to me. Have background information ready and on hand. The more information that you can give me, the better prepared I will be for the call with the seller. Along with the homeowner's name, number, and address, hit those 4 pillars: motivation, besides cash, time, condition, and price. The properties that we won't touch or do anything with is anything that's listed on market with an agent, nothing rural, like anything under 30K population, and no raw land. And I know, let's see what we're doing. Okay. How do we pay everyone on our team? Welcome to real estate. We all get paid when we sell a property. So that's just how it is. We're all commission-based positions, minus our VA/cold collar. Be okay with a portion of the deal rather than 100%. There will be more deals in the future working with your team alongside you. And then as far as how we split JV profits, it just kind of depends how many hands are in the pot. But if it's One person brings in the lead, one person handles the acquisition, locking up the contract, and another person helps with finding an end buyer. It would be a three-way split. Or vice versa, if it is one person that does the acquisitions portion of it and then someone else finds the buyer, 50-50 split.
Is what you're doing right now actually moving you towards where you want to be in your business or even any other place? Basically, what this will allow you to do is you want to set up your business so it can scale. It needs to scale. If you're just doing that solo thing, you're never going to scale. You're not going to get the volume that you need in order to make money in this. Define your mission statement. Figure out what you actually want to do. That was a big turning point for us when we, in 2020, because we had to reevaluate how we were doing everything. And we explicitly defined what we were doing, which is basically helping homeowners, wholesaling properties to get enough money to purchase rental properties to get the passive income. That's our business model right now. That may change in the future, but every single business, as you do those, you're going to find that they morph and your processes morph and the things that you need to do within there morph. And you'll find things that need to happen or roles or people that you need help from. And that's why the networking is so important. So how do you put systems into place? There are, when someone says system, a lot of people think of like software and stuff like that, but it's not just software, it's actual processes. And actually, one of the big mistakes I see a lot of people making is they build their business around a system. And that works in some instances, like for example, McDonald's, they have a system and people go in and work around that system. But that's been well-defined, tested, tweaked, and all the sorts of, and it always changes too. They have new things that come out, that sort of thing. But if you actually get your business going, figure out what you need, and then build your systems around that and fill the roles based on your actual needs rather than the things that you think you need. So if I think, I need a property, or was it, I need a accountant, and you're not having any money coming in, you don't need an accountant. It's just because someone says that. There's basically make sure that you go, and if you actually prove that you need that position, you're too much time of your time is being spent on that specific thing, then you may need to put someone in that position and fill that role. But until then, if you don't have money to support that, don't do it. Same thing goes with software and tools. There is so much software out there and everyone's always trying new things, and you will never find the perfect software or system. Every single business has different needs. There's no one size fits all, and it changes over time. The tools that we were using before when we first started out, we're not even touching now. We've either, they didn't work for us or we've outgrown them. And I'll give you a perfect example of that. When we first started doing cold calling, we had our VAs doing the cold calls, and we just had one VA, and it was a single line dialer. But as we added more VAs, that was not nearly sufficient. We were using REI Reply, I think, at the time. And we switched over to Batch Dialer, which is a multi-line dialer, which allowed us to use more phone numbers and actually call more people at the same time. And it really increased the number of inbound leads that we had on there. So one of the biggest things is processes do change over time, but also you need to find the tools that work for the job that you're actually doing right now. Don't get locked into one specific tool because they do change over time. I think Podio is another example. They have a version 1, which a lot of people like, and then they go to version 2 and a lot of people don't like it and then other ones do. So the other businesses, other tools that you have can change and they can affect your business too. So don't just be locked into one. Always look and evaluate at new software, but know that you won't ever find one that works for everything. Pick and choose what you need. So one of the other biggest things to getting your systems in place is to actually document your processes. That is one of the most important things. It's one of those things, what do you call it? The project manager 101 type of thing. Basically, you go in, get in there, get in the trenches, do the work, put in the reps, figure out what is actually going on with this thing that you're trying to systematize. Document that process. Tweak it as you go along and see, after a while, after you get your KPIs and get the repetitive stuff, figure out what is repetitive in there, identify those, write it down, and figure out the pieces that you can automate. That is a system. When you identify all those processes and all those things and you've documented them, you can actually use those to offload your workload onto someone else or onto an automated, like a software piece that will do that for you. For example, scraping Facebook for leads or Craigslist for leads, or there's so many different things you can do with that sort of thing. And if you have any questions during this meeting here that we're in after the group breakout, please feel free to ask them. I love talking about systems and processes we use. We've got tons of them. We've gone through. I know Chris does lots of that too. He's got a great group and resource for that. Like Carolina said in one of her earlier slides about the systems managers, you need to find your system manager and use them because they're the integrators. They're the ones that figure out how to get stuff working. And if you need to know how to do something, maybe you need a tool to get done, ask one of us and we will tell you, yeah, use this software or this one doesn't work that well. Please, it is so important. And don't spend the time figuring it out yourself. Use everyone else to figure that out. Use an integrator. That's what we're here for. We love helping people. So here's a couple of examples of different systems that exist. And this is by no means a definitive list. Each one of these are our own topic in itself. One of the systems that we use in our company is Profit First. We use that for our accounting, that sort of thing. Keeping track of your key performance indicators, because I'll tell you the health of your business and how specific things are working for you, if they're doing good or not. Time blocking, list stacking, like when you're pulling lists and getting those, you should set up a system for that and figure out how to do those. Database management, you've got tools for organizing your data and your CRMs and basically anything that you have to do with data and organizing that. Documenting the roles. So we talked about that a little bit earlier. And documenting the tasks and the repetitive process so that someone can actually automate that if possible. And there are so many different software tools. This is just off the top of my head. I dumped a few of them that we've used in the past. There's a bunch on here that we don't use anymore. Or excuse me, there's a bunch that aren't even on here that we don't use anymore. But there's so many. A lot of them are, you've got so many different CRMs, and none of them, like I said earlier, no one size fits all. Figure out what you need and find the tool that goes for that. One of the ones that we use currently right now is I built a custom CRM that did exactly what I need because I didn't, the other ones either cost money or I couldn't find what I wanted. PropStream we use for pulling lists and doing comps. Twilio I use for phone numbers and texting and stuff for programming. It's like a backend type of thing. When you get into batch leads and batch dialer, they actually use Twilio. So does REI Reply. They all use Twilio as a backend. It's just hidden from you. There's Podio, which is a CRM, a dialer and all that stuff. Trello, which is great for boards. I don't know if you ever heard of a Kanban board. We also use Tiaga, which I've got installed on one of my servers in the garage for doing nice little Kanban board type of thing. Target Process, another Monday. Basically just, there's so many different tools for keeping track of your stuff. QuickBooks, Deal Machine, Batchroom, Google Earth, Zillow. I mean, we've got so many of those. So again, bounce the ideas. If you need to solve a problem, ask an integrator and we can tell you what tool to use. As far as getting those systems in place, sometimes it's not useful doing them yourself and you want to outsource those. Some of the examples of things that we outsource in our business is the web hosting. We outsource creation of social media posts, all of our cold calling. And then once we get those leads from the cold callers, that's when the acquisitions managers and people take those over and do the multiple touches after that. We've got property management for the rentals, and then tax preparation. I don't want to do taxes, so I have someone else do it. And then legal. I mean, there's all sorts of different things you can do. That's pretty much it. Just go over quickly. We talked about building your team, the different roles that we have within our team, and you could have in your team. And like I said before, a lot of the roles that we have, you may have other ones. Like if you're doing fix and flips, you're going to have people that deal with the contract. You're going to have project managers. You're going to have other roles. We don't do fix and flips, so we don't have those roles in our team. We talked about how to actually squat up and what that means. A little bit about systems and processes and reaching out to people and outsourcing. And we gave a little roadmap on how to get those deals done with what Carolina talked about. If you want to do some reading, I'm an avid book reader. I do a lot of that. And a lot of the stuff that we talked about comes from these books I have on the screen here. You can take a screenshot or not, or review the old video, but these are some great ones that we pull a lot of this information from and learned from, as well as from our networking community and everyone that we talked to. So let's do some deals together. If you don't have a team yet, we'd love working with other like-minded people. And even if you haven't closed your first deal or whatnot, we can help you figure out how to get those leads and how to get that deal done. Talk to Carolina. What's nice about getting those first 2 deals, even if you're not making lots off them at the beginning, is it gives you funds to build your business and get those other things in place, the systems that you need to be more effective in your process. You can, and if you don't have anything behind you, you can actually use us to help build your business credibility, as well as other people. When you JV with other people too, if they've done deals or you need help structuring something like that, you can use them as credibility, because let's say I don't know how to close. I'm not a closer. I'm going to outsource that to Carolina, and she will go and she'll get that done. And then, it basically, I'm using her credibility and knowledge. If we don't know how to do it, we can reach out and do it with someone else. Just make sure you reach out to your network and ask. That's what they're there for. Here's our contact info in case you need it. And we'll post it in the group in Facebook too, so you all have that.
Hey, Stephen, Carolina, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll tell you, I really liked the little screen share that you did of all the different types of software and all the different apps of Podio and Twilio and all that stuff. And I think that's going to be a great topic for our Q&A. So if you have that image you can share for the Q&A session, let's definitely bring that up. But I think you guys did fantastic. And everybody who's watching today, next week's speaker is going to be Jeff Stemmerman. So please be here on November 20th. Carolina and Stephen will be, this presentation will be recorded. And if you're watching it now, you're watching it on YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow those guys, like their video, feel free to put comments in. And everybody, we'll see y'all next week.